And Dr. Jen, Melanie has admitted that she personally struggled with self-harm and suicidal ideations. And we know clearly she's not alone. So what can we all learn from her story, and what do we do going forward?
More kids are struggling with this than ever. And I think we also have to remember that, self-harm is not always an indicator that there's suicidal ideation or that there's any sort of suicidal belief. We have a lot of non-suicidal self-harm, and kids are using that as ways to regulate emotion. And although for many that doesn't make sense, it absolutely makes sense to the teens that are engaging in it. But they can be separated, right? So we can have self-harm with no suicidal ideation and suicidal ideation and with no self-harm. But we as the adults need to, and we've heard this from a lot of these parents who are so brave to share their stories, we need to ask, how are you? And listen to the answer. And if we're not getting an answer, or getting the very typical, like, why are you asking me, with all the attitude and frustration that we get from a lot of the teens in our lives, we need to just sit and be like, here's what I'm noticing. And you seem okay, but my gut is giving the information, maybe you're not. And trust your gut. I think, although we know that in these stories, a lot of times we're not getting the signs and the symptoms and the things that we hear about, something, might be a little bit off, and trust that. Don't blow that off. Ask how they're doing. Sit with them and really ask what they're doing. Ask them to show you what they're doing and what they're engaging in. I think open-ended questions is where we need to go to get the information that we need. So we need to not be afraid to jump into the pool with them and really learn to swim as they're learning to swim during this challenging time.
Dr. G, I'd love for you to weigh in and give us some of your insight with regards to this.
I could not agree more with Dr. Jen that asking is really important, and having a little resilience yourself for being told it's nothing or I'm fine. If you're really worried, it's okay to keep asking. The stakes are too high. So as parents, we can transparently own that. We can say, I hear you, I heard your answer, and I'm looking to talk about it some more. And I can have empathy for your frustration with me, or that you think that this is silly. I'm okay with that because it's too important. I have to keep asking.
And Heather, what has it meant having Melanie in your life right now?
I love having her around. I miss my daughter so much, and when she's around, it doesn't hurt as bad.
I can totally understand that. So Heather and Melanie, I want to thank you both for opening up and sharing your story. Please know that we here at the Doctors, we are pulling for you, and we're pulling for all families in these really tough times, and absolutely want to get this country back to a sense of normalcy, get schools open. We want kids out and doing what kids should do. So thank you all. Stay strong, and please keep sharing your story and your message.
Thank you for shedding light on this topic. Thank you.